At this point in time, I have 1 week left until I do the first Ultramarathon challenge that I'm taking on this year. That's 50k around Windsor. It's quite frustrating this last week because I'm barely doing any training, barely doing any running. So part of it makes you feel like you have to do something positive. So I've taken the opportunity to start to get kit squared away, know that I've got everything that I do need, seeing if I'm low on anything like blister plasters and so forth. So it's a good opportunity to do that a few days before and make sure that you've got all the bits that you need, you've got the fuel that you need, you've got the kit that you need, it's in good condition and isn't going to fall apart on you and fail halfway round. It's good to be prepared, and so today let me give you a tour of some of the things that I need to put together. I'll start with what I'm likely to be wearing and what I'm going to be putting on myself first of all, followed by all the different supplements and medical bits that are well advised to carry with you on something like this. Hopefully you'll get some benefit from it if you're thinking of doing something yourself, but it does give you a little insight into how much preparation goes in. It isn't just about turning up and running in a pair of shorts and a t-shirt. There's an awful lot to think about and consider when you do something like this, and making sure that your preparation is key. For me, it gives me confidence. It means that at least that I know I go into it giving myself the best shot, and if it doesn't work out, it's not because I've forgotten something stupid like a bit of tape or a blister plaster or something to eat when I'm starting to feel absolutely done in. Being prepared, it helps take some of the anxiety away. You know, I'm not an experienced ultra marathon runner, so I need to give myself every opportunity I can in order to not throw my thinking off track, because it's largely in the mind, and if I can go into it feeling good, that's what I'm going to do. So for me, let me give you a tour of some of the stuff that I'll be both running in and running with. So let's have a look at some of the kit. So what we have here are my trail shorts. So you've got pockets for gels and stick your phone in there. Trusty mid-layer top, something to keep you warm. Then we've got runderwear. All of this gear is made out of technical fabric, so what you find is it dries out quickly, stays comfortable, holds your body, prevents a lot of chafing. Then you've got my trusty gaiters. These ones are Dirty Girl ones. I do love them. I'll take you through some of this. So yeah, they're the Dead Gaiters, very appropriate. Then I've got my calf compression sleeves, t-shirt, 2 pairs of socks, one to start with and then one to change over at halfway, my base layer and my base layer leggings, which will go under my shorts. So next we have the pack that I always do these things with. You can see it's starting to look loved. I think it's probably the best way to describe it. I've got plenty of pockets, it's really adjustable. I can carry then 2 500ml soft flasks and a 1.5 litre insulated, which is why I love this pack, water bladder, and that tends to keep the water nice and chilled. Next is the type of kit that you simply cannot go out and do any kind of long trail run without, or you certainly shouldn't. And this is some of what's in my little medical kit, based on a bit of experience, trial and error, and a number of problems that I've encountered. An assortment of blister plasters, different sizes. Get yourself a few small ones for your smaller toes, some bigger ones for your heels and such like. Then you definitely need a pair of scissors, purely so that you can work around some of the tape. The tape can be used to strap up. I tend to cut myself strips of areas that I know I'm likely to have problems with, tape up those areas before I go out and do a challenge, and make sure that I've got some tape there that I can replace it with if it starts to come away. Then I've got some Luca tape and some just some sterile lint there in case I take a tumble and have to patch myself up a little on the fly. A tick twister. There's a lot of opportunity for people to get bitten when they're out on the trail. A tick twister, excellent little bit of kit. You get bitten by a tick, to save the drama of trying to get the thing out. Actually put it against the bottom of the tick and twist. Then I've got some natural wool, as well as some moist wipes, again for feet or for cuts and scrapes. I have a couple of sterile dressing pads, a space blanket. Again, if you get caught short and the weather comes in, it's overnight and you start to get cold because you can't move, it's an excellent and very light little bit of emergency kit. And a couple of toe sleeves from my experience last year when I absolutely savaged my toes. These little silicone toe sleeves would have come in so useful. I mean, they weigh nothing. They can be cut down to size depending on the toe, and you can just slip it over once you've taped it, and it will give a bit of cushioning and protection that you otherwise wouldn't have. Something few people think about, but as something that has caught me short in the past, is what happens to your stomach on these things. Again, not so much for a 50, although last year when I did my very first ultramarathon distance, my stomach gave me all kinds of grief, and I was absolutely grateful for the following bits of kit. One, the trusty Imodium Instance. These things will certainly help stop the flood, shall we say, if you get into gastric distress. Your own tissues, a pack of tissues, they weigh next to nothing, but again, essential. If you are caught in the middle of nowhere and you simply need to go, a couple of biodegradable dog poo bags and just burying it with your heel somewhere off the trail, of course, is very helpful. Then I have my trusty anti-chafe stick. Make sure you label it. The last thing you want to do is use what's between your backside, under your arms, on your chest, under where you carry your straps, all of those sort of things, a little bag to stick it in. And again, one of the best comfort products known to mind, the instant wet wipe. Let me show you how these things work. The principle is very simple. You have this tree ball mint looking fella, weighs almost nothing. Yeah, tiny little thing. All you do, pour some water on it, give it a few seconds, it starts to expand. Pour some more water on it. All of a sudden, you have a perfect little wet wipe in order to make your life a lot more comfortable when using portaloos or caught short. And ultimately, what you get is quite a strong wet wipe as well. These things are pretty tough, and actually are able to do a lot. All of that out of a little mint-sized wipe. What's also important about these things as well is that they are 100% biodegradable. All natural, no chemicals. It says reusable. I don't think I'd reuse it. On longer ultras, there are a few things that make it into my bag. So we have high factor sun cream, depending on time of year and where I am, insect repellent, ginger tablets and salt tablets for electrolytes lost in sweat, particularly important if it's warm. What I've always found is that there's not enough salt in the drinks when it's warmer, so that's one of the big causes of stomach issues. Anti-friction stick, Body Glide, there's all sorts of brands for this. I just find it so much better than Vaseline on areas that are prone to chafing. Believe me, you do not want chafing halfway through an ultra. I've had some serious chafing in the past, and I have had friends who have had chafing to the point of bleeding streaming down their legs from between their butt cheeks. And the anti-friction stick is an absolute must, along with technical fabric underwear, cotton underwear, trail running, no chafe stick, hot sunny day. It's a recipe for disaster. Chapstick for the lips, for when it's hot and you get dried out in the wind. Glasses case. Last thing you want is to bust your glasses when you're tired by just throwing them straight into your pack. And a little tablet pot that I can just put a couple of tablets at a time in with the ginger and the salt tablets, and just have that easily available in front of my pack, so that I can every couple of hours just drop a couple of those and hopefully stave off the effects of dehydration. As far as nutrition goes, whilst I'm actually out on the trail doing a challenge, for me it's, whilst I'm fat adapting and fat adapted, it helps to have some carbohydrate in my body. I'm not experienced enough yet to be able to do it all simply on the energy that I carry around on my body, so supplementing is quite important, and I've found the things that work best for my stomach, and this will be what my 50k pack's going to be holding, and what I'll be consuming whilst I'm running around the trail. So we have the mighty strip waffle, one of these between each rest stop, a slow release energy gel. The high five ones are excellent, they're not chemical, you get a nice calorie hit, they taste nice, they go down easy, they don't upset your stomach. Out of different energy gels that I've tried over the last couple of years, those ones are absolutely my go-to. Then we get into the mighty Tailwind. This stuff is magnificent. You make it up as an electrolyte drink. It comes as a powder. When you bag it up for each section to carry around, you look like a drug dealer. Yeah, you can get some strange looks when you crack open a bag of powder in the middle of a rest stop and then lob it into your pack and fill it up with water. But I just pre-measure this stuff out, stick it in a bag, and every rest stop I just put it straight into my water bladder. It mixes really well, it doesn't taste heavy or overly sweet, but it's meant to give you everything that you need, all you need all day, really. And then you put it into your pack and you are good to go. Drink as much of that as you can between stops and then start again. And then as a backup, mostly towards the latter stages where your energy is absolutely sapped, the Dextro energy tablets, which are dextrose based, they just give you a hit. I mean, these things are a lifesaver. When I walked 100k, I've used them a few times and they just give you that instant sort of dextrose glucose hit that you need. And all of this will pack away into my pack for 50 and give you a nice shot of energy. All in all, you're looking at about 3,500 to 4,000 calories that will be in my pack for 50k. That still leaves me with a shortfall of about 5,000 calories. I worked it out that I burn, when I'm running, about 1,000 calories an hour, being as heavy as I am, and at the sort of heart rate that I'm at. So for me, finding an extra 5,000 calories from my body fat, that's great. But when I really need that hit of energy, having these extra sort of 4,000, 5,000 calories that are easily digestible. I mean, I could grab a slice of pizza at a rest stop, or a Danish, or some croissants or chocolate bars, but inevitably if you do that and you're working quite hard, you will feel sick as a dog. I know, I've done it, been there, and these things I found are the things that give my stomach something to work on, hence the strip waffles, while also giving me the energy that I end up needing. So all of those supplements, all of those food and fuel packages that you saw, all of the medical gear and the anti-chase sticks and all of those sort of things go into a pack just like this. It weighs, once full with water, somewhere in the region of about 6 to 7 kilograms, and distributed over your back. So you get used to it pretty quickly, but it is extra weight. It's getting that balance between being prepared for anything that can happen as best you can, but also not overdoing it. And when I very first started these long ultra challenge hikes a few years ago, I was guilty of carrying everything with me, and I didn't need to. I've learned. So if anybody watching this needs a few tips as to getting very well prepared but also not overdoing it, then hopefully you'll find that helpful. Bye for now.